so today, guys, we are going to take math sentences that are written in words. We are going to translate them into numbers and symbols, and then we're going to solve them. Once you have it translated, these are all really pretty easy to solve. They're just single step. The hard part is translation. I have a whole handy translation key that you will not have on the test. I'm going to tell you that right now. But it's there while you're practicing, okay? So there are some things that are more persnickety than others. And the one that gets everybody is less than. So if I say, what number is 2 less than 7? What number is 2 less than 7? 5. You guys did that super duper easy, right? 2 is 5 less than 7. What math did we do?
Subtraction.
Well, yeah, subtraction, but what specifically?
7 minus 2.
7 minus 2. Okay. But what if I say I have 2 less than a number? Do I know what the number is?
No.
So what am I going to call a term where I don't know what the number is?
X.
I'm going to turn. Could you use a different variable?
Yes.
I don't care what variable you use. Most people use X. You could use first letter of your name for all I care, unless your name starts with O or I or E. So
What about Q?
Q is fine. Q does not look like the number 0. Q is great, especially if you do a lowercase q. It just can't look like the number 0. Okay, so how would I write 2 less than a number? How would I write that?
You write 2 and the little less than sign.
Okay, no. We're not doing greater than and less than. It's going to be the same thing. 2 less than 7. I did not do 2 less than 7. I'm looking for, yeah, Kessler.
X minus 2.
Why would you do x minus 2
Because we don't know what X is.
and not 2 minus x? Lyra, and then Lyra is banned from, and Lyra and Kessler are both banned from raising their hands for a little while.
Because we wouldn't get the right number out of it.
Jerem, help her out.
It says that 2 is less than the number x, so does that have something to do with it?
So 2, we want the number that's 2 less than a certain number. So let's say we have this number here. We have a number on a number line. Here's 0, and here's our number. Do we know what the number is? No. So I'm not going to draw little dashy things. There's something. Okay, drop the marker. And we want the number 2 less than that. Well, how do we get there mathematically? Not Lyra. I love that you're participating, but everybody else gets lazy and lets you do it all. Matthew, was your hand up or are you stretching? Okay, so how do we get here mathematically? How did we get there with 7? How did we get to 2 less than 7 with 7? We subtracted, so this is x minus 2. So we want the number that's 2 less than 7. Do you know what I always see on everybody's papers, though, when it's 2 less than a number? That. They write that. So be really, really, really careful with the wording, because what I'm going to teach you on these, now these today are pretty short. Tomorrow, is it tomorrow? Tomorrow they're going to be longer, and in the future they're going to be a heck a lot longer. Like I said, we are building up and building up and building up, and we're just going to do baby steps every single day during this unit, okay? So the ones today are pretty short, but the ones that get really long get really overwhelming really, really fast. And you read them and you're like, whoa! So what I teach you guys is to just take it one word at a time. So we're going to take them one word at a time. When it says 2 less than a number, this is how I do this. I go, all right, 2. I'm doing something with the number 2. So what do I need to write? 2. And this is where it gets challenging. Less than a number. I'm going to put my minus sign in front of the 2. When it says 2 more than a number, I actually put the plus sign in front too, just so I'm in the habit of doing that. A number. Do I just conjure and pick my favorite number out of my head?
Yes.
No. What do I use?
X.
X. You use a variable. X, Q, P. I don't care what you use. Just not E-I-N-O. Okay, then what if it says is 7? What does is mean in math land? What would is be? Jax. Equals
So
7. X minus 2 is 7. 2 less than a number is 7. Can we solve this?
Yes.
It's now a single step linear equation. I can solve this. We're subtracting 2. I add 2 to undo that subtraction. X equals 9. Is 2 less than 9? 7? Did I do it right? Boom. And now I'm done with I'm done. I move on to the next one. Okay. So let's look at some of the other language that we're going to encounter. Okay. What if I have twice a number give me a number.
5.
5. Twice a number is 5. How do I do this? What does twice mean? Lara, what does twice mean?
It means there's 2.
Say it loud, Sawyer.
2.
2 what?
I don't know. Twice is 2.
2 what?
2.
Two numbers?
2 what?
Two.
If I give you, let's pretend that I'm giving you an eraser. Declan, I'm going to give you an eraser. And I'm going to give you an eraser twice. How many times did I give you erasers?
2 times.
I gave him 2 times. Guess what? I gave it to you 2 times. I gave you an eraser twice, so I gave you an eraser 2 times. So twice means 2 times a number.
X.
X. Let's do Y. We did X last time. Is, what does is mean?
Say equals.
Equals 5. Can we solve this?
Yeah.
Yeah. We can solve this. How do we solve this? What? Ooh, I'm going to choose a popsicle stick. Because this is not new. Jax, what do I do here? How do I get that X by itself?
5 divided by 2.
Except it's not X, it's Y, but thank you for...
Same thing.
Divide both sides by 2. Those 2's cancel. I get Y equals, what's 5 divided by 2?
2.5.
2.5. Is 2.5 a number?
Yeah.
Is twice a number 5? Twice 2.5. If I give you 2.5 slices of bread. Lyra's very excited about that. Lyra, I'm giving you 2.5 slices of bread, and I'm giving it to you twice. How many slices of bread have I given you?
I got 5.
You have 5 slices of bread. One of them is cut in half, but it's a whole slice of bread. It's just been cut in half, right? 2 halves make a whole. And apparently the way to Lyra's heart is through bread. Okay. Difference.
Wait, so
What does difference mean? Somebody's not Lyra. I love you, Lyra, and I love how enthusiastic you are. I really, really do. Well, if I say, what's the difference between 10 and 15? How do I do that, Sawyer?
What do you mean? Wait, what?
What's the difference between 10 and 15?
I'm confused on how you're adding stuff like that. You asked what the difference is. I'm looking at your chart thingy.
Yeah, what does difference mean?
It says subtract.
It says subtract. So what's the difference between 10 and 15?
10 subtract by 15. Maybe? I don't know.
It's usually we just do the big. Usually we do the bigger one first. So Declan, what's the difference? You could do 10 minus 15, but it's going to be an absolute value on those. We usually do the big one first. The difference between 10 and 15 is 5. There's 5 difference. If I give Sawyer 10 cookies and I give Jax 5 or 15 cookies, what's the difference in the amount of cookies that I gave them? 5. And Sawyer's going to sit over there being all salty because I gave Jax 15 cookies and I only gave him 10. And everybody else is mad because I didn't give them any cookies. Right?
yeah, sounds about right.
That sounds about right. Guess what I don't have right now?
That
Cookies.
many cookies.
I have 0 cookies right now. There will be cookies. There are cookies in your future, but not today. So, when we write this, though, we need to know which one, because differences subtract. Now, if I write 2 plus 3 and 3 plus 2, does it matter what order I write it in? No, doesn't matter. But Sawyer just told me, and you guys all just did the math, difference is subtracting. Is 2 minus 3 the same thing as 3 minus 2? Probably not. What's 2 minus 3?
-1.
-1. What's 3 minus 2?
1.
Do they equal each other?
No.
Not even a little bit. So I would much rather have 1 cookie than -1 cookies. I don't know how -1 cookies. I'd rather have $1 than -$1. You can have $-1. You can't have -1 cookies.
Sure you could.
I mean, you could owe someone a cookie.
Yeah.
Okay, I owe yeah. Okay, I guess if you owe somebody a cookie, I owe 0 cookies right now. I do owe some dollars, but I don't owe cookies. So order matters. So when it says the difference between, let's say the difference between, I'm abbreviating, 4. Woo, 4 and a number is, I don't know, 10. When it says the difference between 4 and a number is 10, which one goes first?
The bigger one.
You don't know which one's bigger. A number could be anything. Yeah. How do you know which one goes first?
The one that it says first.
For simplicity, we do the one that it says first. So which one is said first here? 4. It's different, so I'm subtracting. So 4 minus x equals 10. If I switched this and it said, I'm going to do it in a different color, the difference between a number and
So you just switch out the 4 and the x.
4 is 10. If I say the difference between a number and 4, I write a number first and then the 4. That difference is 10. I just take whichever one is first and I make it first. A number was first, so I put a number first. I don't know what that number is. Are these going to give the same answer?
No.
Not even a little bit. They're going to give very different answers. Should we solve them both? Are you guys good? This one is easier, harder to solve than this one.
Oh, I found them both.
I mean, just because it's not super challenging, but it is definitely harder to solve than that one. Yeah, Lara.
The one in purple is x is -6.
The one in purple, x is -6. Yeah. Do you guys want me to do the one in purple real quick? So I have 4 minus x is 10. How did I get rid of this 4?
We add.
You subtract.
What, do we add it or do we subtract it?
4 because it's a positive number.
There is no subtract, there's no negative sign in front of the 4, so it's positive, so we're going to do -4, -4. So we're going to end up with -x equals 6. But how could I call that? Is that always negative? Or what can it be called sometimes? What can I call it, Lara?
The opposite of x.
The opposite of x is +6. So
So
what's
-6?
x? X is -6.
I mean, this.
And this one, x is going to be +6. And those are very, very different numbers. I would like to have $6, not -6, right? I would like the temperature to be, if I have to choose, either one of these is a great option, but I would choose +6 degrees over -6 degrees, right? School's not going to be canceled at -6. We're just going to be miserable, right? And we'll be less miserable at +6. Half of a number. How do I write? I'm not gonna solve any more of these. Half of a number. How do I write half of a number? Marius said it. Say it loud again, Marius.
Divided by 2.
So we have a number and we divide it by 2. What about if I have the square of a number? Can I do the square of a number? How do I do that, Lara?
You put the number, and then you put a little 2 up there.
What's that called?
Exponent.
It's called a little 2 of an exponent.
Wait, is that on here?
I don't know. Can I solve those?
Yeah.
Do I know how to solve those? Sure I do. What other ones are there? Do I have reciprocal on here? I don't know if I have reciprocal on here.
Reciprocal.
Okay, the reciprocal of a number. This one kills everybody. Here is a number. We're gonna call it. Give me a letter of the alphabet, guys. I'm
Q.
Q. Here's my number. What's the reciprocal?
The flash flipped.
The fraction's flipped. Is this a fraction?
No.
No. I mean, it can be if
Oh
we
wait,
want it
yes,
to
wait,
be.
because it's Q over 1.
It's
So
Q
then
over
one
1.
over Q.
It's invisible. Boop, 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 boop. Can I flip that fraction?
Yes,
Yes.
it's 1
So
over
it's
Q.
1 over Q. Now, if I say, so that's the reciprocal of a number. If it is, give me a number.
8, 5,
No.
25.
25. It is 25. So 1 over Q is 25.
Wait, so you times by 1. Wait, no.
How do I do this?
You times by 1.
So if I have something in the denominator, I'm dividing by that something. What undoes division?
Multiplication.
So I'm going to multiply both sides by what?
1. Q.
What's Q? Multiply both sides by Q. This one is actually a 2-step.
How do you
Boom. So now I have 1 equals 25Q. Now, what do I have going on with this Q?
It's being multiplied.
It's being multiplied by
Oh,
what?
so you divide by 25.
Now I divide by 25. And what does Q equal?
1/25.
1/25. And is the reciprocal of that number 25?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. You know what you can also do that's a little bit cheating? Let's say I have the reciprocal of a number, 1 over m equals, let's say it's 2/3. You know what I can do with both of these?
Just flip them.
I can flip both sides. So m equals 3 over 2.
Oh.
You can flip
Wait, so
both
you can just
sides.
do that?
You can just do that. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go, and so I'll undo the rest of these. I think I've set you up all right. Anybody have any questions? Koa. Okay, which one have you found that you don't know how to do?
4 more than number 6.
Guys, what does 4 more than mean?
Adding.
I'm adding.
Oh, well,
Make sure you use your glossary on your thing.
What's 4 plus 6?